extraordinary life below the ground. Gone to complete their cycle and reproduce before their time runs out. The cleared area around the beetle's tunnel entrance shows just how hard she has been working, taking food below ground for her future offspring. The male is still down below, packing it into the storage chamber. Any dung left on the surface will dry quickly. Termites and wind will soon remove all sign of it. Even though she now has her store safely below ground, the female beetle doesn't rest or feed, but immediately begins digging another tunnel, this time below the storage chamber. It's important that this second tunnel should go down a long way, for at the end of it she will make the brood chamber where she will lay her eggs. So it's back to the same exhausting routine once again. She braces herself with her back legs against the side of the tunnel, whilst using her enormous strength to carve a passage through the hard soil with her shovel-shaped head. At this time is to prevent any intruders from stealing the food supply, or his female, but occasionally he does push up some of the loosened soil to the surface. On the surface, there is always danger. The badger picks off any beetles in the dung with ease, and she has not the slightest difficulty in crunching up the entire beetle. The badger has a phenomenal sense of smell and can easily locate beetles even in their feeding chambers below the surface. So acute is this sense of smell that right from the first investigation she knew all along there were more to be had. Honey badgers look like a mixture of bear, sloth and otter, but in fact are most closely related to the African weasels. She makes a final check, hoping that there just might be one she's missed. Then she marks the hole to tell other badgers she's in the area, or maybe just to say, you're too late. Deep underground, our beetles are safe. As the tunnel is beetle size and single track, problems arise when one is going up to the surface and the other heading down. An easier way to pass is back to back, but this method necessitates one of them clinging to the roof of the tunnel. The female uses her strong legs to wedge herself up, so the male can slide by underneath. The noises are the beetles stridulating by rubbing fine hairs on their hind legs across hairs on the underside of their bodies, rather like a bow drawn across the strings of a violin. The male seems to be more of a hindrance than a help, and the female doesn't seem too pleased with having her protector in the tunnel. Suddenly, she charges at him, and he rapidly goes into reverse. The male tries to turn around as the female impatiently butts him from behind. In the end, she merely lowers her clypeus, pushes underneath him, and charges on up the tunnel. The civet cat prefers to live in thick vegetation. Its acute sense of smell will tell it what's going on, who passed this way, another civet, or a giant dung beetle. Although it's called a cat, it doesn't have retractable claws, and it does look rather like a dog. It's partial to rolling in dung, too. But in fact, the civet is crushing Helicoprus beetles, covering its neck with their scent. The civet has supplied humans with musk, mixed with various aromas, since biblical times. Their natural musk can give out an odor which persists for several years, so perhaps it's not surprising both humans and other civets are attracted to it. Why this strange animal should choose to cover itself with the scent of the giant dung beetle is not known, but perhaps this is one of the reasons why in some parts of Africa it's known as he who puzzles the spirits. The morning sun illuminates two conical pyramids, evidence of a second deeper tunnel bypassing the storage chamber. The female is now some 3 feet below the surface, and she has stopped digging. The tip of her antenna has the appearance and the manner of a nervous Martian. It's only the size of a pinhead, and it's never still for more than a moment. What an extraordinary appendage it is. It's the beetle's main receptor, relaying all sorts of information to the brain. Perhaps right now it's receiving information about the temperature and humidity of the soil, which tells the beetle she has reached the right depth to dig the brood chamber. The beetle now begins to excavate a chamber which will be about the size of a shoebox. This will be the last part of the digging operation. After getting rid of most of the soil, she continues by skimming off the sides and the roof as high as she can reach, which creates an oversized tunnel. She has moved about 1,000 times her own weight of soil in 12 hours. Underground, there is still work to be done. All the stored dung has to be moved laboriously 3 feet down to the brood chamber. Once the oversized tunnel is packed with dung, they are then able to find purchase to dig a beetle-sized gap around their food store. This enlarges the chamber and can be repeated again if necessary. Finally, the dung ends up looking like a fat cigar, which they seal to keep the inside moist. The chamber, with its food supply, is now ready. This is a dramatic moment for the female. The male is leaving. They have mated, and he has no further duties in the chamber. After he has left, she will seal herself off, and she will not see him again. For some time, though, he will remain in the tunnel, perhaps guarding against beetle intruders roaming the plains of Araba deposit 4,000 dung piles a day, so it's not surprising that sooner or later one will be dropped near a termite mound. Banded mongooses live in termite mounds, coming out sometime after the sun has risen to warm themselves before moving off to feed. Any late-breeding beetles who are still coming to the surface to provision their chambers below this dung pile are doomed. Safe in her brood chamber, our female has been working hard for the past week. She has already made 2 brood balls the size of tennis balls, and she has just started a third. In each completed ball, she has laid 1 egg. The egg inside number 2 ball is 3/4 of an inch long and will hatch in 6 days' time. Skillfully manipulating the small ball, she lays a third egg into a deep depression she has carved out with her forefeet. As she leaves this egg, she goes to the second ball. Is it just possible she can perceive what is happening inside? The egg is hatching. The larva which is emerging will grow for the next 4 months. When a wondrous change will take place, and this ugly-looking eating machine will be transformed into a magnificent beetle. The female hurries back to close the ball with a new egg before it dehydrates. Now she must build it up to size. It will require many hours of painstaking work to pull material from a cigar-shaped store and build a perfectly round ball. The art of fashioning the ball could be compared to the skill of the Egyptian craftsmen who meticulously decorated the ornate caskets of their embalmed pharaohs. For the Egyptian craftsmen, it was their final labor before they were buried alongside their masters. Using her forefeet, she pats the fibrous vegetation, turning the ball and holding on with her hind legs, which are also moving, patting and shaping at the same time. The larva is growing fast. It's bigger, more grotesque, and certainly no more beautiful. It's been feeding off the fibers so carefully packed and rolled into the ball by the female. Unlike the adult, the larval beetle can digest the cellulose fibers. Wedging itself into a sitting position, it moves round and round, eating endlessly. The hole inside gets bigger as the larva grows to fill it. The beetle's family now consists of 2 larvae and 1 egg, but she still has a lot of work to do. Although the grass is still green, the wet season is coming to an end. The water holes are drying up, and the elephants will soon move away. Elephants deepen water holes by carrying away huge amounts of mud on their bodies. But if the rain doesn't fall here again when it's due, in 5 months' time, infants won't return, and the efforts of the female beetle could be in vain, for her offspring might not be able to emerge and find food. Some beetles make only 2 brood balls, others as many as 8. She may get 2 more from the cigar-shaped store, and then she will feed on the leftovers. Periodically she goes back to each of the earlier balls to add the finishing touches to her work by gradually covering them with soil. She does this by turning them round and round, so that earth on the floor of the chamber adheres to the moist surface of the ball. All the balls will end up perfectly round and almost the same size. She measures each one by the spread of her hind legs. This is important, as it ensures that they all contain enough food for each of her offspring. Covering the balls with soil is critical, for this final outer layer will help to maintain the correct temperature and humidity for the larvae inside over the next 5 months. The beetle goes to great lengths to ensure that her offspring will have the right temperature and humidity in the chamber. But the huge task of excavating the chamber 3 feet down is to safeguard the young from a very efficient predator. The honey badger is the only predator which can locate the chambers, but it seems that even the biggest badger cannot reach down deeper than 2'6". Some beetles take the added precaution of digging twice as deep as necessary to maintain the right conditions inside the chamber. They safeguard their offspring not only from the hostile
thousands of years, the death of night has been marked by a bird call that has come to characterize the Australian bush. In Aboriginal legend, the early morning call of the kookaburra is a signal for the sky people to create light, so that all the bushland creatures can awaken to the glory of a new day. But behind the kookaburra's unmistakable laugh lives one of Australia's most fascinating birds. Kookaburras are native to Australia and New Guinea. They thrive in areas where a plentiful supply of food is available all year round, like the woodlands and open forests of Australia's east coast. Australia is home to 2 kookaburra species. The laughing kookaburra, also known as the laughing jackass, is the largest and is only found in Australia. The smaller blue-winged kookaburra is found in northern Australia and New Guinea. It has the characteristic blue wings and its own distinctive call. The pale-coloured eyes of the blue-winged kookaburra are quite different from the brown eyes of the laughing kookaburra, which are surrounded by dark bands to lessen the effects of the sun's glare.